Well, look where we are. We're at step 16, and yes, I've done one of my golden rules. I wish, I wish I can turn it back, but I can't. I made a mess on my manual. Pet hate making a mess on my manual. That's when I was doing some of the painting bits and pieces in between. My bad. Anyway, step 16, we are now on to the front suspension area. So we've got these parts here, which are the A11 and 12, which are those two. And we've also got some parts from the parts bag MD7s, which are these metal brackets. They call them the spring mounts. We've also got the uprights, two of those. A couple of the BB1s, which are your 3x12mm self-tapping screws, and also your BB2s, which are the 3x22mm screw pins. That's these two guys over here. So we've got to take these, and we kind of got to build it carefully so that we put these into the ends, and it kind of shows you in the drawing, excuse the mucky bit, using the screw pins, how to put them in. Then a little bit of grease as well on your screw pins, just so that it swivels nicely. Not too much grease, because from my recollection of 1984, you get all sorts of dust on it. Anyway, there you are. Let's do this. So the first part of step 16, we need to make sure we get these the right way around. So A11, you can sort of tell by looking at the drawing, and you can see the way this angle is here. And also we need to capture this section where the spring mounts go in. The spring mounts are going to go in there, and they're going to screw to there, and it's like a little key just in the center there. Let's see if I can point with a screwdriver. There you go, that little key there. Right, and the same again on this side, on the A12. Okay, so you've got those the right way around. So let's pop on, first of all, our uprights. Okay, so one of our uprights and one of our screw pins. So got to pop this on, and again get this the right way around. Okay, so I'm going to go like that. Okay, on there. So using this drawing, pop that in there, and we're going to tighten this down. And I think what the drawing is trying to say to you is, when you tighten it down, only just enough. I think that's what they're trying to say to you. So let's just pop that in. There we are. There we go. I think the idea is you've got to have, it's got to be nipped so it's there, but you also got to have enough movement. And I think what it is, if you look here, you can see that's probably too much movement. So we need to nip that a bit more, and just nip that going until it stops. There we go. I think we're there. Lovely. All right, so we'll do the same again on this side. And then our spring holders, our spring mounts, use those with 3x12mm screw. I'll just pop that through there for now. And then just with your little fingers, nip. Well, done. So I'm just going to show you something real quick if I can. Made a slight error. So back on step 10, when we put the rear dampers on to the car, used these little collars. So I actually used this one, the BD1 in here, which is actually a 3x6.5mm, and I had to change it quickly to this one, which is the brass looking one, which is actually in fact 4x6. And just to make you aware, when you're looking at this, the brass collar, it's here on the drawing, and it is slightly coloured, so to denote it's the brass colour. So and how I did that, I just double checked myself. I just made sure that the 4x6 that they mean is actually 4 all the way across and 6 this way, whereas this one is a 3 by 6.5, and you can just see there's a little line down the middle, so I think that denotes this line here, and you can just see that is 6.5 long. Okay, 3, I think they're using that as the internal measurement. Yeah, so just be wary of that. So had to go back quickly and change those out, which I've done already. Let's get on now with step 17. Step 17, we need to carry on with our front arms, and we've got our A13 pieces, which are going to go inside here, and they are going to go inside here with our collar, okay, which we need to put a little bit of grease on because it goes inside there, and we need to then screw that with our BC2 and our little 3mm flange nut as well, and we're going to use a little box spanner as well to put in the ball connectors. Oh, good fun. Let's get on. So for step 18, we need some more components. So we need our front arms that we've built in the previous step, our A10 part, which is there, just going to fit across, our front bumper. We need our 3 by 12mm self-tapping screws, our BB1s. And of course we need the chassis, because this is all going to go underneath the chassis, and we need to pop that underneath like that, and it's all going to install here in this section. Okay, so let's get on and put that in. So the easy way of getting this right is you've got these already in the drawing up the top in step 17, like that, already in place. So this one is effectively the right hand one because it goes this way around. Okay, and if I bring that into play, there we are. So that slots in there like that, and slots in there like that, and we've got to put a little bit of grease on these ends. So again, same here, pop that around like that, pop that around like that. This is going to go and collect here, and that'll just wiggle into place, and then we'll put some grease on that, and that'll be ready to go. Wonderful. And then the next step is your bumper. Unmistakable bumper. Goes across there, 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 which is effectively there, there, and there. Here, here, and here. Okie dokie, we're pressing on just nicely now. And we're now on step 19. And step 19, we need some more components from the component bags. So from component bag MD, we need these little rubber O-rings, 3mm O-rings. We also need the 2 springs for the front. This was a tube that I've cut accordingly. So it says cut 5mm spacers. So there's the 2 tubes. Okay, 5mm. We need the BC4, which is the damper shaft, which is these 2. And then you need to make sort of some decisions here as to how hard or soft you want the front springs to be. So you use a D1, which is this cap here, or a D7, which is this cap here. And you can see the shoulder is deeper than the D1. Okay, and you put either 1 of the O-rings or 2 of the O-rings per front spring. So you adjust it that way. And I know there are some people out there that would say, well, you can get shock absorbers at oil shops now for the front that will fit on the front and adapt the front. Yeah, might do that. But I want to relive what it was like when I was 13 back in 1984. So we're going to do it as per standard and see how we get on and see how it rides. Let's get this on. Alrighty, so let's complete step 19. So let's pop on these like so. So these are the steering arms onto the little knuckle there. That's that bit done. Now, got to decide. I'll be going with the D1s with 1 of the little O-rings for the tensioning of the spring, or I'll be going with the D7 with 2 of the O-rings and going with a slightly hard setup. So not sure exactly, I can't quite remember all those years ago and how hard or soft that I ran this. So let's go with the hard setting first of all, and then we'll go from there. So we're going to take our slightly larger of the 2, which is the D7s, and yeah, we're going to take that D7, which is that part there, pop in 2 of our O-rings, and we can come back at this at a later date if we need to, of course, and we can change this back to the softer setting. Okay, so there we go. Then we're going to take BC4, our pin, and our spring, and our 5mm rubber spacer. So we need to put a little bit of grease on here. It's got to go through there first, then through there. It's a bit tight through there. There we go. There we go. Now we've got through. Then we're going to need our spacer. Then we're going to need our spring. And then we need to pop that down, all the way down. And we need to catch, I'm going to try and do this. So we do this, catch this at the bottom. And then need to, I think I've got the resistance I need. Right, there we are. So we've got to do the same again on the other side. Okay, so that is step 19 completed.